After the service, everybody's invited to stay online and attend our virtual coffee hour. Our minister, the Reverend Beau will be leading the service today. And our chalice words this morning are by Brian Kiely. In times of darkness, we stumble towards the tiny flame. In times of cold, we seek the warming fire. In times of repression, we reach for the lamp of truth. In times of loss, we pray for a comforting light. In times of joy, we light a candle of celebration. Spirit of life, as we kindle this light, help us find what we need this day.
We kindle this light in celebration for the life that we share.
We light this green candle to affirm our commitment to caring for the planet that is our home.
We covenant to create a caring, affirming, and inclusive community that invites each of us to become our best self. We covenant.
Good morning. Our opening words are by Marta, Reverend Marta Valentín. These are the dark days of winter, when our anticipation and fond memories of family gatherings begin to fade, and when disappointments and sorrows seem to linger in our hearts. These are the days when sunlight and a blanketing layer of snow on the earth, good company, can lift our spirits as we weather the storms of winter and long for an end to the isolation brought on by the pandemic. Be still with me now and enter into the crescent fold of my arm as I gather you into this time and space. Wind your thoughts like a river toward the center of who we are this morning as one body and out among others in the world. Be still with me and enter into this celebration of resilience and resurrection. We are vessels eternally rising out of the water, alive with a purpose and strength unknown to us. Be still with me and enter quietly into this place of unbound love and gratitude.
I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you. No matter where you go, no matter where you've been, you'll never walk alone. I feel you deep within. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. No matter what you feel or what you choose to show, I'm always there for you, and so I want you to know I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I walk the path with you. Go slow, dear one, don't hurry. I'll go just like you need to go. There is no need to worry. I'm sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I'm
Please join Linda and me in our responsive reading by Jane Rzepka. O Spirit of life and renewal, we have wintered enough, mourned enough, been separated long enough.
Our souls are too long cold and buried, our dreams all but forgotten, our hope unheard.
We are waiting to rise from the dead in the coming season of rebirth.
As we awaken to the power so abundant, so holy, that returns each year through earth and sky.
We find our hearts again. We will find our hearts again and our good spirits.
We will love and believe and give and wonder and feel again the eternal powers.
As the flow of life moves us ever onward.
Through one faithful spring after another.
May it be so. Our opening hymn is Gather the Spirit.
Gather the Spirit, harvest of love. celebrate once again.
That was lovely. Thank you, Jacob. Barbara Brown Taylor tells us in her book, Learning to Walk in the Dark, to be human is to live by sunlight and moonlight, with anxiety and delight, admitting limits and transcending them, falling down and rising up. End quote. These words I'm about to share with you today were written during the lockdown of the pandemic back in 2020. And it seems to me there's a little bit of that feeling at this time of year in 2022. So I share them with you now. Right now, everything is changing. We can't even tell what will and will not be transformed when we reach the new steady state.
It's hilarious.
We are in a state of ambiguous mourning, unable to grieve completely for what good things are going away, because we don't actually know what will be gone when our lives are no longer disrupted by this pandemic. We don't know what to hold on to and what to let go, what to weep for and what to memorialize. Our jobs, our families, the communities we share, all may be changing. Some may be lost, including the lives of people we hold dear. Even who we are may be changing as we learn, adapt, then struggle and flounder. Sometimes we may find ourselves reaching for and clinging to things that in a moment become ephemeral and slip away from our reach. Other times we may find ourselves in unexpected possession of a moment of joy or a discovered truth. This time is not simple. It is not just a time of one thing at a time, a steady pace, knowing what to expect. We gather and lose all in one breath. We cannot even find the pattern. No cadence stays steady. We lose track of days and hours. We are experiencing ambiguous grief as we mourn the loss of security, community, and any sense of normalcy. And no one can say when or how it will end. This is not a simple time. Blessed be. So we gather each week, and we take time to share our important joys and concerns, so all of us might help carry the burden and join in the celebration. We begin our time of sharing by lighting a candle of joy. And a candle of concern. If you wish to share an important sorrow or joy from your heart, I invite you to unmute your mic, tell us your name, and briefly share. Or you may enter it in the chat, and we will read it aloud for you. Thank you.
This is a reading called The Parable of the Potato. A young woman complained to her mother that her life was miserable and that she didn't know how she was going to make it. She was tired of fighting and struggling all the time, and it seemed that just as one problem was solved, another one soon followed. Her mother took her to the kitchen, and she filled 3 pots with water. In the first pot, she put potatoes. In the second pot, she put eggs. And in the third pot, she put coffee beans. Without saying a word to her daughter, she then let the pots boil for a while. The daughter moaned and waited impatiently, wondering what her mother was doing. After 20 minutes, she turned off the burners and took out the potatoes and eggs out of the pots. She placed them in different bowls and poured the coffee into a cup. Turning to her daughter, she said, "Tell me, what do you see?" The daughter quickly replied, "Potatoes, eggs, and coffee." The mother said, "Look closer." The daughter noticed how the potatoes had softened and how the fluid inside the eggs had hardened. Then the mother asked her daughter to sip the coffee. Its rich aroma brought a smile to her face, and she asked her mother, "So what's the point?" The mother explained how the potatoes, the eggs, and the coffee beans had all faced some adversity of boiling water. Each one, however, reacted differently. The potato went in strong, hard, and unrelenting, but it lost its strength in the boiling water and became soft. The egg went into the boiling water, fragile, with only a thin outer shell for protection, and fluid inside had hardened in the boiling water. The ground coffee beans, however, were unique. After being exposed to the boiling water, they changed the water and created something new. "Which are you?" she asked her daughter. "When adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond?" Well, we may all like to think of ourselves as coffee beans under pressure. Perhaps some of us may recall occasions in our lives when we turn to mush or harden ourselves like the egg to protect us from feeling hurt. Being a coffee bean is the key to resilience in the midst of adversity.
Thank you, Linda.
This is One Foot in Front of the Other, or Lead with Love by Melanie Demore. If you don't already know her, please look her up. She's an amazing singer, songwriter, song sharer, choir leader, inspirational woman. And she wrote this the morning after Trump was elected. So if you ever need a song to lift you through difficult times and to give you some purpose and hope for carrying on and leading with love, this is your song. I'd invite you to stand up if you can. If not, just be aware of putting the song in your body. So you can tap, you can clap, you can jiggle around, have a bit of a boogie. That's what this song is for. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes. Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. Look up ahead. The path is there. The path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and love. One foot in front other, and lead with love. I know you're scared, I know you're scared, and I'm scared too, and I'm scared too. But here I am, right next to you, right next to you. You gotta put one foot in front of the other, and one foot in front of the other, and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other, and one foot in front of the other, and lead with love. Don't give up hope, don't give up hope. You're not alone, you're not alone. Don't you give up, don't you give up. Keep moving on, keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other, and one foot in front of the other, and lead with love, and lead with love, and lead with love, and lead with love. Woo! Thank you, Melanie, for a lovely song. I hope you enjoyed that. Watch again whenever you need a bit of a pick-me-up. If you want to come and sing with me, you'd be very welcome. I run an online choir every Wednesday night, and I run South London Singing Mamas that are currently meeting online, but as soon as we're able, we'll be back out there. So keep your spirits up, and I will see you soon. You can find all my info on the Singing Mamas page or on zoesings.com. And I will sing with you soon. Bye.
Thank you, Zoe Kennedy. Just what the doctor ordered. Each week we have an opportunity to give thanks for the blessings we have received in our lives and in the life of our church community. Our morning offering is a chance to give back in support of the work and outreach of our church. You may submit your offering electronically by following the link in the chat, or you may mail it to All Souls at the address also provided in the chat. At this time, our morning offering will be given and received. Thank you, Jacob. So some of you might have been expecting a sermon on original blessing today, but I decided to postpone that in favor of, well, the Itsy Bitsy spider, a sermon on resilience. How do we cultivate the resilience of the Itsy Bitsy spider who repeatedly would climb up the water spout, even after the rain had washed him out time and time again? Social psychologists define resilience as the ability to recover from adversity in ways that are productive, resourceful, and creative. Resilience, therefore, is essential to our emotional well-being throughout the course of our lives and especially as we enter this third year of the pandemic. If you are feeling mushed like the potato or hardened like the egg in our parable this morning, it's okay. We've all been there at one time or another in our lives. And the good news is resilience is a mind-body skill set that can be developed, that can be learned and developed with practice. While it's true several factors may contribute to our resilience, such as a strong support system, realistic expectations, positive self-esteem, healthy coping skills, and the ability to manage our emotions, the one thing they have in common is that they all require awareness and compassion. When we bring our attention to how we are experiencing and responding to our environment, our perception shifts from being the experiencer to being an observer. And it's that shift in conscious awareness that enables us to disengage from worry and rumination so that we can reflect on what's happening and choose how we wish to respond. Eastern spiritual practices refer to this type of self-awareness as mindfulness. Alcoholics Anonymous has an acronym for bringing awareness into our experiences, which any of us can use. When something isn't going well, halt, H-A-L-T, stop, and ask yourself, am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Am I tired? And once we identify and address any one of these needs, we are better able to cope with the stress in our lives. While mindfulness brings awareness to our experience, self-compassion brings acceptance to what is happening and how we react to it. When we bring loving kindness into our experience, we activate the caregiving system in our brains, which releases a hormone called oxytocin. The cool thing about oxytocin is that it neutralizes the stress hormone called cortisol. You may remember the stress hormone as the fight, flight, or freeze response. Examples of freeze responses include denial, numbing out, shutting down, or collapsing under stress. A whole lot of science there. So let me give you a concrete example. Recently, I had the opportunity to visit with my nephew and his family in Maine and enjoyed their warm hugs for the first time in nearly 2 years. And some of you have had this experience over the holidays. My nephew and his family have 2 cats and a cat tower in their guest room. And each time I entered the room during the day, the cats would fly off the tower and run upstairs to hide on the 2nd floor. So I was pleasantly surprised that night when Boppy snuggled up on my pillow and purred for my attention, which was lavishly given. Pet therapy is real. As Boppy lovingly kneaded my chest, I suddenly became aware that my heart was hurting. Perhaps amid all the stress and uncertainty the pandemic has brought into our individual and collective lives, I had hardened my heart like the egg because I didn't want to turn to mush like the potato. Perhaps I had intentionally numbed my heart these past 2 years by playing cell phone games for hours on end. And that's okay. All I know for certain is that little furball made me gratefully aware, self-aware, and able to name my sorrow and activated a flood of oxytocin in my body so I could feel again. Pet therapy is real, as many of you probably know if you've had them. Behavioral therapists claim we can plant seeds of resilience in how we process the setbacks in our lives. For example, when we encounter difficulty, if we call ourselves derogatory names or tell ourselves we aren't good enough, or that life is ruined because we failed at one thing, or believe that something will never end, we are more likely to collapse under pressure, kind of like the potato in our parable. If, on the other hand, we are kind to ourselves when something doesn't work, then perhaps we might find the resources to try a different approach or consider an altogether different path. And when the road is long, we might think about what we can do along the way to make the world a better place. By exercising self-compassion and avoiding negative judgments, we open ourselves to wonder what might lead us to better solutions. Another way to cultivate self-awareness and compassion is through a spiritual practice from the Buddhist tradition called a loving kindness meditation, brought to us here in the United States by Thich Nhat Hanh. In a few moments, Meg Levy, an ordained Zen priest, will lead us in a loving kindness meditation. You may wish to turn off your camera for the meditation, or you may choose to turn down the volume on your device and enjoy looking at the image on your screen or at the snow outside your window. Enjoy.
Sit in a way that feels both upright and relaxed. You may close your eyes or keep them slightly open, unfocused, looking downward. Begin with one full deep breath in and a long breath out. Bring gentle awareness to the breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's start by inviting compassion for ourselves. As human beings, we all have moments of difficulty, of challenge, of suffering. Take a moment to acknowledge the difficulties you have experienced or are experiencing now in your life. Holding that awareness with a sense of gentleness, kindness, and compassion. Now imagine someone you know who cares about you. It could be someone present in your life now or from the past, a dear friend, family member, or teacher, or more of a sense of spirit. Imagine this being responding to your difficulty with warmth and understanding. Allow yourself to receive their warmth and understanding, their wishes for your well-being and happiness. Allow their care and concern to fill your whole body and mind. As you breathe in compassion for yourself. You may want to say some words to yourself like, "May I be well. May I be peaceful. May I find the resources I need to pass through this difficulty." As you breathe in compassion for yourself. Allow yourself to receive this compassion.
Stand rest.
Now bring to mind someone you know who is having a difficult time. It could be someone at work or in your personal life, someone you know well or not so well. Bring this person to mind, along with the awareness of whatever difficulty they are experiencing. Now let yourself feel what you would wish for them. If they are experiencing health issues, you might wish, "May they recover full health." Or you might wish, "May they receive the support they need to pass through this difficulty." It may not be words, but the feeling of the wish for their well-being. Imagine them receiving this compassion. Now, if you are able, you may want to expand your wish of compassion more widely to anyone who is experiencing difficulty or pain. May their suffering be relieved. May they be well. As you breathe out compassion for others. Breathing in, compassion for myself. Breathing out, compassion for others. Now letting the words go, returning to an awareness of the body, a settling on the breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Notice how you feel right now, any sensations in the body, particularly around the face, the heart and chest, the belly. Now taking a deep, full breath in and a long, full breath out, releasing. As you continue noticing what happens in your body, you may now slowly open your eyes, stretching as needed, returning your full attention to the room.
Loving kindness is such a gift we give to ourselves and each other in the midst of adversity. In a book called Resilience, Why Things Bounce Back, co-authors Andrew Zoli and Anne-Marie Healy conclude, if we can't control the volatile tides of change, we can at least build better boats. Boats resilient enough to withstand the storm. My oldest brother married out of duty when he learned the woman he had dated briefly was carrying his child. In an effort to give her son a better boat to survive the tides of change, my mother gave him a poem she had clipped out of a column in the newspaper and gave it to him on the morning of his wedding day. He read it, folded it, and kept it in his wallet for over 25 years. My youngest brother married out of love, and years later, when my sister-in-law asked for a divorce, my oldest brother gave him that yellowed newspaper clipping he had been given many years ago. My youngest brother had heard about the poem, and when he read it, he nodded his head, folded it, and kept it in his wallet for many years. When my mother experienced empty nest syndrome and became severely depressed, my youngest brother laminated the tattered poem and gave it back to her when she needed it most. She tucked it in the frame of the mirror on her dresser so she could see it every morning and every night. I share that poem with you now as we journey through this part of the pandemic together. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. And many a failure has turned about when they might have won had they stuck it out. Don't give up though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another go. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint to the clouds of doubt. And you can never tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the task when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem the worst that you must not quit. These are the words of Edgar A. Guest, written in 1921. Benjamin Schur wrote a song called Weather the Storm, and the refrain seems apt for us at a time like this. It's not how long the rain falls or how hard the wind blows, or how deep is the snow in the road, nor the balance we fake when we feel the ground shake and we think our world will explode. It's the help that we give, it's the love that we live. It's the pride in the friendships we form. It's the courage we show facing things we don't know. It's the way we weather the storm. Let us never forget, we are the boat, and together we will weather this storm with the hope of better days to come. May it be so. Our closing hymn is Love Will Guide Us. Our closing words are by Nadine McSpadden. During our darkest moments, still there's hope. When facing our biggest challenges, still there's hope. When all we can do is put one foot in front of the other, still there's hope. When all we can do to help is to hold someone's hand, still there is hope. When we can't find the way out, there is still hope. We are the hope for ourselves and for one another. Always there is hope. As we extinguish the flame of this chalice, may each of us carry its light into every day of our lives. Blessed be.
We'd like to give special thanks to our participants in this morning's service. The Zoom host is Kellie Kinsman. Mary Mitchell is our virtual usher. I am the service associate, Linda Cozzens, and always our music director, Jacob Clapper. And thank you to our minister, Reverend Beau Rivers. And we also have some announcements. Tuesday at 4 o'clock is an open conversation. It's a connection circle. And it's also 10 a.m. on Friday. It's a potpourri on the 4th of February, 1619 project with Tom. Women's Service Planning Meeting, meet with Reverend Beau today after coffee hour at 12 o'clock. The book group is reading The Warmth of Other Suns, which is the epic story of America's Great Migration by Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Isabel Wilkerson, and that's 7 p.m. on Monday. There's a writing group, what is out of your control and what is in your control. That's 4 o'clock on Tuesday. The Music and Service Committee meets 6:30 on Monday. And the social, that's the 7th of February. The Social Action Environmental Committee meets at 7:15 on Tuesday, February 8th. And next guest minister liaison orientation is 7 o'clock Wednesday, February 9th. And now I invite you to stay on screen for our virtual coffee hour. Thank you for being with us this morning and have a great week.